everyone, how are you? This is Coach Eli, and what I'm about to do today is present you how to properly do a temperature out of range. In my last video, I have been able to show you how to do an uneventful. This video for today is going to be a temperature out of range. I want you to refer to this video so that you can get acquainted in knowing how to do a temperature out of range. Remember, temperature out of range is one out of the two tests that you're going to do, and that is because the first test was out of range. We can't rely on that type of test. We don't know why it's out of range, so we will do another test to do the direct observation. And in this scenario, in this video, I am going to be capturing both. With me here is Ashanti. She's my lab assistant, and she's going to be lab assistant, technician assistant, and she's going to be helping me today, and she's going to be acting as the donor, and I am going to be the collector. So we are going to get started. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, any concerns, anything, go ahead and leave that in the comment section, and I'm going to be out there monitoring that section. So Ashanti, why don't you go out there and here. So as normal, you would continue with your day-to-day operation, and you would just see some people walking or whatever. We anticipate to receive a donor. Hey, hello. Hello. Hi.
My name is Ashanti. I'm here to get the test done.
For drug test?
Yeah.
Can I see your authorization form and your ID, please?
Sure.
So you would go ahead and ask for their authorization and then their ID. Can I see your ID, ma'am, please? All right. Thank you. This is ID. So I'm going to make sure I look at the name, that it matches with Ashanti, and of course matches with the authorization form. Awesome. Great. All right, Ms. Ashanti, what I want you to do right now, could you please sign in?
Yeah.
I'm going to give her my sign-in sheets, and I'm also going to give her an authorization form so that she can authorize me to, that's the consent to treat. All right, so why don't you sit there and continue to just stay right there and sign in and fill out that form. So while Ashanti is doing that form, I'm going to go ahead and grab my CCF form. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab my CCF form and complete step 1. I'm going to complete step 1 of my CCF form. Remember, guys? Second, so my federal step 1 form, I'm going to go ahead and section A and B is automatically pre-filled. A is asking us for the employer name, the B is the MRO, so C, the donor is asking for the donor, either the donor's social security number or the ID. Remember, I have an ID number here, so I'm going to go ahead and put it down. All right. And where is this authority, special authority? I'm going to go in my authorization form to get that. Okay, she is from National Account. She's doing this. She's from the staffing agency. So it's going to be, we're going to say, oh, she's from the FMCSA. So I'm going to go ahead and check FMCSA. What is the reason for the test? Okay, this is for pre-employment right here. Pre-employment. All right, I'm going to go ahead and check off pre-employment. And it's always going to be 5 panel for DOT. I'm going to go ahead and check the first 5 panel. All right, now that's done. I already completed my step 1 of the CCF form. I'm going to ask my donor to, please, Ms. Ashanti, can you take out everything and put it in this lockbox?
Sure.
So I'm going to open my lockbox and ask her to empty out her pocket. Thank you so much. Can you please turn around? Let me see, just to make sure that everything is out of the pocket and she is free. All right, and I'm going to ask her to select a cup, please. Can you please pick out a cup? There we go. Thank you. This is the cup that she picked out, right? So I'm going to ask her to break the seal. Can you please break the seal? Open up. And she's going to go ahead and open up and break up the seal. And I'm going to ask her to dump out the specimen bag and the 2 specimen cups. Like, remember, this is split collection, so we're going to have 45 in total, so 30 and 15. And then I'm going to give her the instruction, Miss Ashanti, please, I would like for you to go in the bathroom, because I'm in a shared bathroom space. I'm going to have to go with her, and I'm going to give her instruction. I need you to please give me at least 45 ml. All right, if you can do more, that would be great. I need it to be right here. Okay, and you cannot flush and you cannot wash your hands, and you only have 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, if you come back after 4 minutes, your test is going to have to be voided, and you have to come back another day. Is that clear?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. So let's go. I'm going to go with her. All right. All right. Come on back. So once that's done, I'm going to then put on my gloves right there. I'm going to have this guy. I'm going to have to put on my gloves. So, all right. So what I want to do at this point is to make sure I'm checking for what? The temperature. I want to make sure the temperature is in range. Remember, this is temperature out of range. So when she comes back, the temperature is not within 90 to 100. It's out of range. So what's going on? Well, Miss Ashanti, your temperature, your specimen temperature is out of range. What that means is that we would have to do another test, which is called direct observation. I would have to directly go with you to the bathroom to observe you. But we're going to finish this test because I still have to do this test. So what I'll do is go ahead and still do my test. So before I do that, I'm going to go to step 2 of my CCF form, guys. I'm going to go to step 2 and see what step 2 is saying. So the question in step 2 is asking if the temperature, if it was a split collection, and the answer is yes, because remember, this is DOT, it's a split specimen collection. I'm going to go ahead and say yes, and it's a urine. All right, this is urine, and it's going to ask me, is the temperature in range? And I'm going to go ahead and say no, because the temperature was not in range. It did not reach 90, within 90 to 100. And I'm going to go ahead and go to step 3. And step 3 is asking for the donor to initial on the back of the MRO copy. So Mr. Shanti, could you please sign your name, your phone number, your date of birth, today's date, and your all this information?
Yes.
Perfect. Once that's done, I'm going to go back to the first page, the lab copy, right? And I am going to go ahead and sign as the collector on step 4. I'm going to put my name, I'm going to put the date and the collection time, and that's 1:16 p.m. and I'm going to tell where I'm releasing the bottles to. All right, in my remarks section, I'm going to then put temp out of range test 1 of 2, and by default I'm going to have to go back and grab another, because I'm doing another 2 test, right? I'm going to get the second CCF form, and I'm going to cross-reference the number here, the specimen ID number, and I'm going to put it in my remarks section. All right, 1 of 2. Then I'm going to go ahead, let's finish this test, because we have to finish this test. So what I'll do, I'm going to do my split collection. So I'm going to pour this batch specimen 30, all right, 15, all right, and I'm going to make sure it's sealed. I'm going to take the first lab copy, the specimen seal, I'm going to take it off and seal it, put it on those 2 bottles. I'm going to ask my donor, Miss Ashanti, could you please put your initials on these 2 bottles, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, take this one.
Okay.
All right, and as the collector, I'm going to go ahead and date. All right. Thank you, Miss Ashanti. While that's done, I'm going to go ahead and put these 2 values, that's the first test, into this box. All right. Remember, guys, if you're home, you don't have to have this guy. You can use medicine cups. I showed you guys a similar visual effect of what I'm saying, like those little tiny cups from your medicine cups will do. And I'm going to go ahead and take the lab copy from the CCF form, fold it up. All right, I'm going to fold it up and put it behind, making sure this barcode faces the back. Faces like that. And I'm going to seal this, and this is 1 of 2. All right, that's done. I'm going to set it right there. Miss Ashanti, do you remember that I mentioned that because your specimen came back and it was out of range, we would have to do another test, and that's the direct observation. Because we're of the same sex, I am allowed to go with you to the bathroom. I'm going to watch you directly pee in the cup, okay? So what we want to do this time, though, is, for example, guys, let's take a pause. say my donor is a male, and I can't because I'm not a nurse, I can't directly observe her. What I'll do is quickly step aside to grab one of a guy to observe. And once the guy comes back in, I'm gonna say, thank you, Mr. Andrew, for helping. I just want you to please help me through for the remainder of the test. I want you to directly watch Mr. Ashanti, because when she's going to use the bathroom. Mr. Ashanti, Mr. Joan is gonna watch you. You both are gonna go to the bathroom to use the restroom, okay? And that's how you give both of them the same information at the same time. That's all. And once they bring back the specimen, you can let the other guy go and you continue with the process. So at this point, my donor is a male, she's a female, so what I'll do is go with her to the bathroom together. But before we do, what I'll do is provide an instruction. The first test was out of range, so this is this 2 of 2 test. What I'll do is grab another specimen, another CCF form, and go ahead to complete my step 1. I already have the information, so I'll go ahead and put her social security number or ID. She's from the FMCSA. She's doing 5 panel, and it's for pre-employment. And I'm gonna stop right there. And before she goes, Mr. Ashanti, what I would like for you to do now is, can you turn around and please raise your shirt above the navel, your belly button. I'm gonna make sure everything is clear. I'm gonna try to pat her down, also just to make sure. Remember, and this can lead us into 3 hours, and everything is already in the lockbox at this point. So I'm gonna then ask her to select a cup. Can you please select a cup? All right. Then she's gonna go ahead, break the seal. Can you break the seal? Once the seal is broken, I'm gonna give her the same instructions. Then we're gonna actually have to go together at this point. So I have to go with her to the restroom. She's gonna void in the cup. One moment. All right, come on. Because I directly observed her, the temperature is now in range. So the temperature is now in range. So what I'll do is do my split. I can actually go ahead and do my split collection. I'm gonna pour 30 in this cup. All right, and I'm gonna do another 15 here. So while that is done, I'm gonna then go to my CCF form. Step 2 is asking for if the temperature is in range. At this time, what do you guys think? The answer is yes. I'm gonna check yes, but then it's under an observation, so I'm gonna say yes and observe. I'm gonna tick both of those questions. Say yes to observe, yes to now it's there. If you look, the observation requires a remark, so I'm gonna go ahead and remark session. I'm gonna put test 2 of 2 observed specimen ID from the first one. I'm going to cross-reference the first 1 of 2. I'm going to put a specimen ID here in my remark session. Then I'm going to go ahead and efface the label. I'm going to take this A label, all right, this guy right here. I'm going to put A on 30. I'm going to put 15 on B. Once I do that, I'm going to ask my collector, my donor, could you please sign initial? Thank you. Initial. All right, she's initialed, and I'm gonna go ahead and date. All right, once that's done, I'm gonna put these 2 guys in the specimen bag. The specimen bag where it has the absorbent pad. I'm gonna go ahead and lay it down carefully to avoid spills and all that. Once that is done, I'm gonna go on the second page of the MRO copy. I'm gonna ask her to sign. Could you please sign? Could you please put your date? Could you please put every information of this session? That's step 5 of the MRO copy, guys. Step 5 of the MRO copy. Yeah, complete by the donor. And once she's done, then I'll go ahead and do step 4 of the lab copy. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Put my name. The time should then be 2 p.m. All right, and I'm gonna you can take the call. and I'm gonna go ahead and tell us where the bottle is going. In this case, it's gonna go to FedEx. All right. Once that's done, I'm gonna take this first copy. All right, and I'm gonna put it.
You're not in it among the method.
Right. I'm gonna put it in the specimen bag. All right. Two. Once it's here, I'm gonna go ahead and rip this off.
She's going to put it in.
With this. All right. And that means we have 2 tests, right? 2 tests all in together. 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. Guys, that's how you do your specimen collection for temp and out of direct observation. So the rest of the copy, you would have to fax the MRO copy to the MRO. The fax number is right there. You have the MRO. That's your MRO. So you should have their fax number. Then you're gonna go ahead and give the collector. You keep 1 for yourself. The 4th copy is for the employer. All right. You're gonna fax that to the DER, and you're gonna go ahead and give the donor a copy. And Ms. Ashanti, this is your copy. Thank you so much for your patience, and it's really nice to help you. So you can have them take out everything off the logbooks. That's how to do a temp out of range. All right. So should everything have come back, let's quickly talk about refusal to sign, or I'll just do another video because I want this to be dedicated for out of range. It only took me 60 minutes, and honestly, and that is because typically it depends on the situation. Anticipate to have to be there for 3 hours, because in an ideal world, if somebody came and gave you, well, that's not true. In an ideal world, what I was getting ready to say is that if somebody gave you 45 in the beginning, they might be unable to go again and give you another 45. But in DOT world, we assumed that the temperature was out of range because the donor brought in another person's specimen. So when they go the second time, they are able to go because now they are going to go, it's their own urine. So do not always feel uncomfortable to tell your donor that they might have to do the test again. So that's what temperature out of range means. It means that you're going to do temp out of range. It means that it's going to lead you into another test, which is the right observation. You would have to directly observe your donor. I hope this video has been helpful to you. All right, we hope to see you guys again. We are the Impact Diagnostic Lab and Health Services team. Take care now. We love you. One love. Bye.
That was good.